Hey everybody, Mike here. So I want to take a second to go over this beard and body hair trimmer that's made by Brio. This is the Beardscape version 2. I got this thing for Christmas. It's been a couple months since I've got it. To be honest, you can tell I haven't used it a ton. I do trim my neck up from time to time with it, and this thing's worked great ever since. Right out of the gate, I'm gonna let you know this trimmer is a little bit pricier than a lot of the other trimmers on the market. Now with that being said, I do feel like it's worth every penny. For starters, this thing's got a ceramic blade on it, which is up to 4 times harder than your stainless steel blades that come on your cheaper trimmers. Now this thing's capable of trimming from 1 millimeter all the way up to 18 millimeter. Now you've got adjustability right here on the front. You can dial this thing in from 1 millimeter up to 1.9 millimeter just on this alone. And then you've got these 4 guards here, which are all double-sided as well. And these just clip into place like that. And then you can flip it around if you need the other size. And then once you get that in place, you still have the adjustability on the handle as well. So you've kind of got infinite range up to the 18 millimeter mark to dial in exactly the length of hair you're looking to go for. On the front side here, you got a nice LCD screen you're able to change your features from. So it'll actually show you the length between 1 and 1.9 on the screen when you do the adjustability there. It shows you the RPM, which you've got 5 ranges on. So let's go turn this thing on real quick and you can hear what it sounds like. It's super quiet. This is probably the quietest trimmer I've ever personally owned. And then by pushing the pluses or minuses here, you can dial that all the way down to 5,000 RPM or clear up to 7,000 RPM. The higher the RPM you run, the shorter the battery life will be, so keep that in mind. This thing has up to 4 hours of runtime on one charge if you're running in that 5,000 RPM range. And then from completely dead, you're able to recharge this thing back up fully in 3 hours. Now when it comes to the charge cord, you've got 2 different options. You can plug this right in here at the bottom, just like this, depending on where you're wanting to store this thing permanently or if you're just taking it traveling with you. Or you can plug this dude into the docking station like that, have it sit on your bathroom vanity or whatnot. Now, speaking of traveling, you're also able to hold this button down for 5 seconds, and that's going to put it in what they call travel mode. It locks the trimmer up, so you can't turn this thing back on by accidentally if it's sitting in your bag, unless you hold this back down for 5 seconds again, and you're back good to go again. Now you can run your trimmer. Now also that comes with this kit is a little brush like this where you can get in there and clean that thing up real nice. And then your little bottle of oil, which for someone like me, that's a lifetime supply, so a couple drops go a long way. And then also that come in this box here, you get your little instruction manual, and then you get this little cutting length trimmer guide as well. I've been growing this thing out all winter. Spring's right around the corner. It's starting to get warm outside. I'm ready to get this thing off my face. So let's go and get in the house, get this beard trimmed up a little bit, get myself looking a little better, and then I'll tell you my final thoughts on this thing here at the end. So it never fails in the spring. I always end up growing super attached to my beard, although it's driving me nuts right now. Every time it gets warm, I feel like I gotta get this thing shaved. We're gonna go ahead and knock this thing down. I'm gonna go with a 6 millimeter on the guard real quick. Oh, here goes nothing. Now I've got this in the highest RPM right now, and it's just gliding through this hair like nothing. Or let's turn the RPM down to 5,000 just to show you what this thing will do. And it handles it just no problem at all. See what kind of quick work that made of my beard. I had that done in a matter of a couple minutes there, and it didn't snag one time. Let's go ahead and see if I can trim up my neckline real quick. So there you have it. Hopefully that's a good enough example for you to kind of show you what this little Brio trimmer can do for you. I don't even know how many inches that was I just took off my face, but not once did this thing ever snag at all. It cut through everything I threw at it just now like butter. And I started on that highest RPM setting, but honestly I've moved it all the way down at 5,000. That lowest RPM setting did just as good. Really no difference at all. You can really dial this thing down on the RPM and save your battery life and get that full runtime out of this trimmer. Hey, that was kind of the first test I'd actually thrown at this thing other than some just light trimming since I got it. So I was really kind of glad to see that this thing handled my beard so well. So if you've been on the fence for some time as to which trimmer to get and you've come across this one and you're wondering whether it's worth the investment, I'm going to hands down say 10 out of 10. This is probably the best trimmer I've ever had, guys. Never once have I had a trimmer where I've trimmed my beard like that in the spring like I just did and it gets through the whole beard without snagging at least one time. This thing is light years above anything I've ever owned before. But hey, that's all I've got for you today, guys. I appreciate you checking out this review. I'll catch you guys on the next one.